Hello class, welcome to lesson 2.6, which is all about graphing. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to graph points on a coordinate plane and graph algebraic relationships. So quadrants are the 4 different regions on a coordinate plane. So remember, we talked about this a little bit in chapter 1, how this is a coordinate plane. You can see that it's split up into 4 parts, right? And so the first quadrant is this upper right-hand quadrant. And when we name quadrants, we use Roman numerals. So remember, this is the Roman numeral for 1. Then our second quadrant goes over to the left, and we use the Roman numeral 2 to represent the second quadrant. And then you go down, and this is our third quadrant. So again, Roman numeral for 3. And then the last quadrant here, right under the first quadrant, is our fourth quadrant. So that is the Roman numeral for 4. If you can't remember the Roman numerals and you end up having to write out 4 or say 3 and 2, that's fine. You will see that I use Roman numerals when I name them because that's how they are traditionally named, is using Roman numerals, okay? But they mean the same thing. All right, now let's practice writing ordered pairs. So if we look over here, we want to write the ordered pair that names each point. We did this a little bit in chapter 1, so hopefully this isn't too bad. But point K, I'm going to look over on my graph. My tablet's a little slow at picking up where my pen is. So here's point K. Remember, you always count how many or how far it is from the origin, where your x and y axis intersect. So this is the origin, and I have to go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, you use a negative when you go left. And you know what? I'm going to write this a little bit bigger than what I had typed. So -5. And then once I've gone left 5, I go up 2. Remember, you always do left and right before you do up and down. And then for J, that is right here. Again, starting at the origin, I have to go left 4 units and down 3. So left 4. And then when you go down, you use a negative as well. So -3. For M, you can see I don't have to go left or right. So I'm going to use a 0. And then I have to go up 5 units to get to that point. So that point is at 0, 5. And then L, I go right 2 and down 2. So right 2 is positive, down 2 is negative. So 2, -2 is my ordered pair. So something to note, up here in my first quadrant, look, I have positive x and I have positive y. So that means you would have a positive number, comma, positive number. The second quadrant, my x values are negative, so I'd have a negative number. And then everything's up, so this would be a positive y. For the third quadrant, I have negative x and a negative y. So it'd be negative number, comma, negative number. And then over here, for this last quadrant, quadrant 4, I have a positive x and I have a negative y value. So it's positive, comma, negative number. And then the last thing that I want to point out to you, do not forget to write the parentheses around your ordered pairs. This is something students do all the time, and it drives me crazy. So do not forget, because those parentheses tell me that we're talking about a point on this coordinate plane. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that you are saying 2 minus 2. I'm going to say, are you asking for 0? No, you're talking about this very specific point, okay? So don't forget your parentheses. Now, let's practice graphing and naming the ordered pair. So all naming the ordered pair means is you write the letter, its name, next to it. So 5, 7. So again, you start at the origin, and I'm going to go right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew it was right because it's positive. And then up 7. Again, the 7's positive, so I know it is going to be up. And then I label that point. Then I go back and I say, okay, B is at -1, so I start at the origin, I go left 1. This time I'm going up 8 units. So that is 8 right there. Excuse me. And then we have letter C, which is at +9, -4. So I go right 9, and then I go down 4 units. So that is point C. Point D is at -2, so -2, and then -1. So left 2, down 1, and that is D. E is at 0, 0, so that is my origin. And then F is at 0, -3, and I went the wrong way. I did -3, 0, instead of doing 0, -3. So I'm going to erase that quickly. So when you start to do these fast, it's really easy to make that mistake. Okay, so 0, I don't go left or right, but I am going down 3, and that is letter F. And then G is 6, so I'm going to go right 6, and then 0 up or down. So this would be G. So you can see sometimes you have points that are on the X and Y axis, and that's okay. That happens whenever you have a 0 for at least one of the numbers. And that is everything for this lesson, okay? So you're going to keep practicing how to graph ordered pairs. So if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask, and have a great day.